Hey everybody, this is Paul from Ortho Eval. Pal, today I want to talk to you about the Obrien sign and also give you kind of like a real quick evaluation on this gentleman and what we do with what we find, okay? So Ken is 76 years old, he's a CrossFitter. This is the type of shape I want to be in when I'm older. But he's been having some difficulty lately with overhead activities. He has pain at night when he rolls over onto his shoulder. If he's in the middle of his sleep and turns over, he gets a sharp discomfort in his shoulder. And also, if he lets his shoulder go to like lift something up and he's not contracted, he gets this pretty significant popping sensation in his shoulder. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some quick range of motion. I'm going to tell you right now what the MRI shows so that you can see how we need to match up an MRI with a clinical finding. Okay. Our initial suspicion was that he had a labral tear and some arthritis in his shoulder causing some of this problem. And I'll show you why in a second. The MRI also shows that he has a partial rotator cuff tear, but is it surgical is the question, and we'll see in a second. And I think you'll see that the cuff is not. So let's start with reaching up overhead first. So he only has pain when he gets to the end of his range, but he has decent range. He's obviously a little bit tight. Back down. We're going to go out to the side. We're going to turn the palms up. We're going to bring the hands together. Pretty comfortable.
Pretty comfortable, yeah.
Yep, and back down. Okay, we're going to have you reach up behind your head, and then we're going to have you go back down, and we're going to have you slowly reach up behind your back. And this is the most painful thing for him. He has a hard time getting there, but he's able to get there. Okay, and he's reaching up to mid-scapular region right now. Okay, so we're going to bring that arm back down. I'm not going to stress him right now in that position because that's more uncomfortable, but I did a lift-off test and that was negative. He has a negative bear hug test, negative belly press test. So no involvement of the subscapularis. So we're going to check out his flexion first. So I want you to hold here, and he is really strong. I can't break him. We're going to go into abduction. We're going to bring the arm out to the side. Hold it here. No problem. Okay? We're going to bring him down here. I want you to hold right there. Don't let me push it in. So infraspinatus teres minor, super strong. Okay, let's do a belly press. You're going to bring your hand right there. Don't let me pull it away. Very strong there. Okay, maybe a little bit uncomfortable there, but not a lot of weakness with his cuff. Okay, I'm going to take him over here and I'm going to bring that thumb down. We're going to do an empty can. Check out his supraspinatus. Isolate that a little more. Hold that arm there. Okay, doing good. All right, but now we're going to do an Obrien test. An Obrien sign. We're going to take that palm and we're going to turn that palm up. We're going to horizontally adduct the arm about 15 degrees and his shoulder is at 90 degrees of flexion. You're going to hold the arm there. Don't let me push it down. Okay, and where does that hurt?
Oh, back here.
In the back of the shoulder and deep.
Back here. Deep.
Okay. Now, we're going to take the thumb and we're going to put it down. So the arm stays in the same position. All we do is we bring the thumb down. I want you to hold that. Hold. Much better, okay? That would be a positive Obrien sign. Now, it's positive because he has pain with the palm up and the pain is posterior and deep in the shoulder. If he had pain in the AC joint, then that is just an active Obrien compression test. It tells us that he has some problems with his AC joint. As you can see, it's spurred over here, and he could have some trouble with that. But other than that, a fairly functional shoulder. When I take him out to here, he doesn't like this position. No. When I do a relocation test with him, it's a little bit less painful, so that also can affect the labrum. But the most significant test here is the Obrien sign. So even though the MRI shows that he has a rotator cuff tear, he really functions well and he's not in a lot of pain. And his goal is to be able to continue to strength train and continue to be strong and active as much as possible. So we're going to do our... And avoid surgery, that's right. So he tells me he can change his lifestyle to accommodate this issue, and he can still do a lot of what he needs to do, and he's not miserable. So with that being said, we're going to just do a lot of fine-tuning for scapular stabilization. We want to do a lot of proprioception to the shoulder. We want to approximate that humeral head into the glenoid with a lot of co-contraction type activities, and I think he'll do well with that. So Thank you very much, Ken, for demonstrating today, and thank you all. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have a favorite labral examination test that you like, or a special test that you like of the shoulder, let me know what it is. I'd be glad to talk about it.